The tale of the suicidal lemming stands as one of modern culture's most persistent and peculiar myths. These small Arctic rodents became the ultimate symbol of mindless conformity, supposedly marching en masse to their deaths off cliffsides. However, this widely accepted natural phenomenon is actually a carefully constructed falsehood cemented into public consciousness through manipulated filmmaking in the 1950s. The metaphor has become so deeply ingrained that we routinely use it in political arguments, financial commentary, and everyday conversation, where being called a lemming implies blindly following others toward inevitable disaster. The real story of lemmings is far more nuanced and scientifically fascinating. These Arctic rodents, cousins to meadow voles and field mice, experience dramatic population cycles known as boom and bust. During favorable conditions with mild winters and abundant food, lemming populations can explode, increasing hundredfold in remarkably short periods. Female lemmings reach sexual maturity within weeks and can produce multiple litters throughout a summer season, leading to astronomical population growth when conditions are right. This population surge inevitably leads to resource scarcity. When food becomes scarce and overcrowding sets in, lemmings begin what appears to be a mass migration. However, this isn't the coordinated death march of popular legend. It's a desperate, chaotic dispersal in all directions as individual animals search for food and space. They're not seeking death. They're fighting for survival in an increasingly competitive environment. The misconception about mass suicide stems from real but misunderstood events. During these frantic dispersals, lemmings often encounter water obstacles. While they're capable swimmers who can cross smaller bodies of water, they sometimes face treacherous conditions like strong currents or vast distances. Deaths occur when exhausted animals attempt these crossings or when the sheer pressure of thousands of migrating lemmings physically forces some individuals over edges. These are tragic accidents, not intentional acts of self-destruction. The sight of lemming bodies washed up on shores after failed water crossings has contributed to the misconception of mass suicide. The myth's most dramatic amplification came through Disney's 1958 documentary, White Wilderness, which won an Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. The film's infamous sequence showing lemmings plunging off cliffs into the Arctic Ocean was later exposed as an elaborate fabrication by a 1982 Canadian Broadcasting Corporation investigation through their program, The Fifth Estate. While rumors of lemming suicide had existed in folklore for centuries, with some 16th century geographers even suggesting they fell from the sky during storms, it was the Disney documentary that transformed this local legend into a globally accepted fact. The film was part of Disney's True Life Adventure series, which, while praised for bringing nature into living rooms, often prioritized dramatic storytelling over scientific accuracy. The shocking truth behind the footage reveals the lengths to which the filmmakers went to create their false narrative. The scene wasn't even filmed in the Arctic. It was shot in Alberta, Canada, far from any ocean. The lemmings were purchased from Inuit children in Manitoba and transported to the location. To create the illusion of massive numbers, the crew placed the animals on a snow-covered turntable, filming them as they ran in confused circles. Most disturbing of all, the legendary suicide jumps were staged by literally pushing and shoveling the animals off the cliff into a river below, resulting in their actual deaths for the sake of entertainment. Despite being thoroughly debunked, the lemming suicide myth persists in popular culture. From video games to political metaphors, the 1991 video game Lemmings, where players must save mindless creatures from walking off edges, reinforced this false narrative for a new generation. The myth's endurance speaks to the power of the underlying metaphor. Humans find compelling this idea of mindless masses marching toward their doom. It's become such a convenient shorthand for criticizing herd mentality that society seems reluctant to let it go. The reality of lemming behavior offers a different but equally compelling narrative. Rather than mindless automatons programmed for self-destruction, they are resilient survivors navigating the harsh demands of their Arctic ecosystem. Their population dynamics and migration patterns represent sophisticated adaptive strategies, not suicidal tendencies. The boom and bust cycle, while dramatic, is a natural response to the limited carrying capacity of their tundra habitat. This case serves as a powerful reminder of how easily misinformation can become accepted truth, especially when packaged in compelling visual media. The lemming myth demonstrates how fictional narratives can overshadow biological reality when they align with human desire for simple, dramatic explanations of complex natural phenomena. The story also raises important questions about the ethics of nature documentary filmmaking and the responsibility of media creators to present accurate information. It's time to appreciate lemmings for what they truly are: remarkable creatures adapted to extreme environmental challenges, rather than perpetuating a cruel fiction created for entertainment. Their real story of survival against harsh odds offers far more valuable lessons than the fabricated tale of mass suicide that has unfairly defined them for generations. Understanding the true nature of these resilient rodents not only corrects a historical wrong, but also provides insight into how animal populations naturally adapt to and survive in challenging environments.